Alrighty folks, my name is Matthew and this is Dead Weight Outdoors. My wife hates the fact that I introduce myself every time, but it's a habit at this point in time. I'm going to keep doing it. So, been a while since we posted on YouTube or anything. It's kind of hard to do content every day when you're consistently like gone. Like this is the first weekend in a long time that we've had where we just didn't have anything planned. So, we bought us a house and whatnot. So I've been trying to get all that stuff together and get everything settled from, you know, the move and my extremely high workload because I work a bunch of hours. So bought us a house or whatnot, and you know, we're enjoying that. Well, I had a Bear Legit bow, and that Bear Legit bow was giving me fits. The limbs cracked at tack last year, not this past year, but the year before that. The limbs cracked at tack. So I took it up there. I took it to the pro shop where I bought it from because Bear carries a warranty and whatnot over stuff like that. And they ordered me some new limbs. They replaced them. Well, there was a faulty screw on one of the cables or something. So they replaced the limbs. They called me in there, say, Matt, come down here, shoot it. I pull it back, let the first arrow go. It blows up in my hands. Bit the cams and everything else, so they had to order me new cams. So they ordered me new cams, new limbs, basically rebuilt the bow. Only thing I had left that was original from the day I bought it was the string. And, you know, yeah, I've heard of things like that causing little discrepancies, but not like what I was having. I was having arrows go through paper. You know, your arrow is supposed to go through paper kind of like a bullet hole like this. Whoop, right? My arrow was going through paper like this, flying sideways at you. Woo, like that. So it was off real bad. They tried to get it timed, everything else. I bought a drop-away rest from a Trophy Ridge drop-away rest. And even that didn't really help it. We thought we had it good. I come back home. I was shooting out here in the yard because I shoot my bow a lot. Pulled it back, shot it. It sounded funny. I looked at it, and my top cam was like this. So I put it back on the wall. Went back up there, talked to him, asked him, hey, man, at what point do we just call that bow a loss? I mean, it done been blown up one time, so I mean, technically the bow should have probably been replaced at that time, but, you know, we done everything but replace it. Well, take it back to them, and they're like, yeah, it's about time we send it back to the factory. I gave it to them, they sent it to Bear. Bear, I guess, thought it wasn't worth trying to fix, sent me a new bow. So around that same time, I was talking to my wife about my frustrations about that particular Bear bow, because the Bear bow is accurate. The Bear bow, there's not very much bad things to say about it. But the Bear Legit is not a flagship bow. It doesn't have the features that flagship bows come with and stuff like that. So me and her were talking about it. And my wife was like, well, I think maybe, you know, we've got everything kind of under control. You know, maybe it would be time for you to get you a new bow, more flagship worthy type bow, like a higher caliber bow. Because a Bear bow at the end of the day is a starter bow. You can kill deer with it. You can take it, shoot tack. I shot tack with it, and it shot perfectly fine, even with cracked limbs, which is kind of strange. I'm not talking bad about Bear products because I like Bear products. If something happens to my new bow, I'm going to shoot the Bear bow in replacement until it gets fixed and whatnot. And this YouTube channel's point is to be as value as possible. You know, we're not trying to do it at bottom dollar, but we're also not trying to do it to where, yeah, I had $4,000 in a bow setup. I'm not doing that. I've got thousands of things I could buy for $4,000 that I would rather buy than a bow. So, you know, we were talking about it, and when I went in there to talked to them about sending the bow back to the factory after it tore up the last time. They happened to have an Elite Omnia sitting on the shelf. It is a 2023 model, and just didn't sell. It was overstocked. So I compared the Elite Omnia to basically the exact same thing it would be as today. It's a different name, and I'm not 100% sure what it is today. The 2025 model's name is. They might be like the Exodus or something. It's got a name like that or something like that. And we compared them, and there's basically no difference. I mean, the limb adjustments, cam adjustments, all that stuff is basically the same. It's got the same cam on it. It's just a 2025 version of a 2023 bow. So, and it was sitting right at $1,400 and some change, and the 2023 model she had heavily discounted down to $800, and that's with her putting all the stuff on it for me for free. So me and my wife talked about it, decided that was the best option, and that's the bow I bought. And some people are like, bro, you're reviewing a bow that's 2 years old. It's not even relevant anymore, and that's not true. Just because your bow is a year or two old don't mean you have to have a new bow. Some people shoot the same bow for 5-6 years before they ever get a new one. At the end of the day, there's not that many leaps and bounds that they make from year to year. Now, they might come out with a better color. They might come out with little small stuff. But as far as leaps and bounds, the 2023 Omnia and the 2025 version of the same bow, they're almost identical. I mean, to the point to where I really didn't even compartmentalize the name of the bow, because I was like, why would I pay for the 2025 when the 2023 does the same shit? So we try to do everything with value in mind. Is it valuable for me to do this, for me to purchase this? So we talked about it. I purchased the bow. I've had the bow. I've had to, sight it in. I've had to change. I took the Trophy Ridge slider sight off of my Bear and put on the Elite because I like that sight. And I know some people were kind of like, bro, you put a Trophy Ridge sight on an Elite bow, that's like putting S.E.T rims on a Corvette. But you say what you want. I like that sight. I like the one pin. I like the simple function. It's nothing special. And you want to know something? That sight's like $119. When a UV slider, I think, is $600. Spot Hog's like $3 and some change. And dialed archery is high as giraffe butt. So the thing is I can do the same thing. I can get up to 90 yards. And in the field, yes, on 3D archery, places like TAC and stuff, yes, I'll take a 100-yard shot. But as far as in the field, I'm not taking a shot that's over 50, bro. I took a shot on a deer at 70 with a crossbow, and the deer literally moved from dead nuts, eyeball to eyeball with me, to completely broadside, and I shot her perfectly in the lungs, broadside, but when I aimed at her, I was shooting her right down the sternum. And that kind of taught me anything over 50 is you're begging for disaster on a whitetail deer. Now, elk or a bigger creature, you might be able to squeeze out that 70-yard shot because they're bigger. Where you're trying to hit is a bigger spot. With a whitetail deer, especially here in Georgia, taking a 70-yard shot with a compound bow, I would consider that unethical. I would not do that. At 70 yards, that means you're not close enough. You need to get up closer. Now, I can shoot the bow out to 70. I can, get me a good group at 60, very well. I possess the ability to shoot it at 70, but I'm not going to, because that's irresponsible of me. I'm not going to take the chance at losing a deer or injuring a deer and not being able to harvest the meat, because at the end of the day, that's the whole reason we do it, is to eat the meat. So, hunter green paint to it. It has the trophy ridge drop away rest, trophy ridge slider. The string guide, cool thing about it is the string guide moves in and out, side to side. It's got the adjustment screw right here for the limbs. It's got the 1/4 inch adjustments for your draw links and all that stuff, and your back wall and your let off and all that stuff up here. All together, it come with that dampener there. That's the trophy ridge one that come off the Bear Legit that we sent back. This is a painted arrow cell phone rest. By the way, just put it on there. I mean, and to be honest with you, it's a cool idea. But when you shoot a bow, you know, you have a loose hand. So when I shoot a bow, my bow kind of rocks when the arrow's out, because I shoot with my hand completely loose. So as far as getting a kill shot like what they represent on their social media platform, that is a whole lot more difficult than what they make it seem. They make it seem like everybody who shoots one of those, if you go on their website, they make it seem like everybody who shoots one of these rests on their bow, one of these camera mounts on their bow, is getting the most stable, clear 4K shot, and they're not. I've tried to shoot it every way known to man, and it shakes like hell. And it ain't because I'm just necessarily the most shaking person in the world. It's one of those products that there's a little bit of fudging to it. And I've got the foam on there that's supposed to lock it down betwixt the thing and everything. It's a cool idea, and I will use it, but would I say that it's worth what they're advertising it on their website for? No. I think on the website it's like $60. I found it at Walmart in Forsyth, Georgia for $23 on the discount aisle, so that's where I bought it from. And maybe the newer versions of this same thing are a little bit more rigid, or you would call it. Who knows? I mean, I'm going to use it because I think it's a cool product. I'm not going to use it because I think it's the best product on the face of the planet for you to be able to get an actual bird's eye view of what you're shooting. If you mount it to the side, off to the side, it don't work. It's not lined up with your sight. It basically has to be horizontal and hit a horizontal plane view of what you're shooting at to be able to catch it. Also, the road noise behind me. We live real close to Highway 74. Well, Highway 74, and today they've like driving down it. Normally there's not any traffic back there, but today, because I'm filming this video, we've had 95,867 vehicles ride past you. You think the Atlanta Motor Speedway was behind me. But I mean, it's a cool little foam mount thing, and I mean, for $25 I can't be mad. If I'd have paid $60 for it, I'd be sending it back. Let's put it that way. So, I mean, that's basically the general overview of the bow. And we will be putting out a video here soon. On the 13th of July, Eric from Southeastern Bow Hunter Podcast, he's having a 3D archery shoot at Clybell WMA in Mansfield, Georgia. I call it Covington, but Mansfield, Georgia. He's got prizes and stuff that people can win. I'm not really sure how you do any of that stuff. I'm going to shoot the course and have fun. I don't really go to try to win any of that stuff. If I do end up winning something, I mean, hell yeah. But if I don't, I ain't going to be disappointed. I'm going to shoot the bow. That's what I'm going for. I will be shooting this Elite. My wife is going to shoot her Bear Legit, and my daughter will be shooting her Bowtech bow. The Bear Legit Max, I think, is going to be given to my daughter. The thing about that is my daughter does not really take shooting archery very serious. She's 12. She likes the filming part. She likes all the other stuff. She likes the killing of the deer. She thinks that's the best part. But as far as like getting out here and putting in work in the off season, she's not doing all that bullshit. She's not with that. So she'll come out here every now and then, once in a blue moon, run 2 arrows and be like, all right, I'm done, and be off target by a country mile. But she also still has her crossbow and whatnot, so she can still use the crossbow. if push comes to shove and she wants to shoot a deer. But for the most part, she runs the camera. She don't want to be the person in front of the camera. She wants to be the person behind the camera, is what she's told me. So I'm gonna shoot a couple arrows through this bow and basically let y'all listen to it, because it flies. If you look it up online, it's saying it's cooking out 340 feet per second. And the only way I can verify that the speed is a good bit different than the bear is when I put the iPhone on slow-mo mode and I shoot the bear. The bear, you can see the arrow flying through the air the entire time. On this one, with this particular bow, when I shoot it, you can't see the arrow fly through the air, even in the slow-mo thing. So it's kicking up some speed because even the slow-mo's having a hard time keeping up with it. So we'll say that they're I know it's like IBO speed and whatnot like that. That doesn't mean I'm actually getting 347 out of it. It's probably more like 260 or 270. But still, I mean, it's cooking up speed. It's a whole lot quieter than the bear legit. It's matter of fact, my buddy has a Bowtech bow, and to me, it's the quietest bow. When I went in there and I shot this bow, I shot its counterpart, the 2025. I shot the there's a different Elite bow that was out. I think it might be the Exodus or Exos or something like that. I shot it. I shot the Matthews bow, and I believe that was, I basically shot the flagship bear, the flagship Elite, the counterpart to this one, the 2025 model of this bow, and the flagship Matthews. The Matthews, I ain't gonna lie to you, is light as a feather. It is the lightest bow you can put in your hand. But where you give up something, you get something else. The Matthews, to me, is louder. The Matthews is louder than this bow. The Matthews is louder than the bear bow. It's like extremely loud and obnoxious how loud the string is on them bows. And it wasn't just that one particular Matthews bow. I shot different ones with different camo on it. So the sound, price tag mostly, sound, and all that stuff is why I strayed away from Matthews. It'd be nice to have a Matthews bow, but if that's how they sound, then I'm good. I'll shoot Elite, Bowtech, or Bear Archery before I shoot something that sounds like, it's banging a frying pan off the side of a steel building. It was almost unbelievably loud. Like, for that price tag, you gonna give me a bow that's loud as fuck? It's almost crazy. But Matthews has its place, and every bow has their place. They said that Elite's more known for target archery and stuff like that, and they're built to be real quiet. So, and maybe the Matthews is built to give you speed and everything else. I'm not 100% sure, but I can tell you this: when I tried them all out, that Matthews bow was obviously louder than all the rest of them. And we switched bows, and I shot a different Matthews, and it was still louder than all the other ones. It's louder than the bear to me, and the bear was loud as shit to the point where I put dampeners on it, and it was still loud. So, enough of the rambling about the contrast of other bows. They don't. I'm not paid by any of these bow companies to do any of this shit. So if Matthews comes out with a new bow in a year or two, I might have that Matthews bow and be sitting here telling you how great that is if I've got the money for it. Most likely, I'm not going to spend all my money on bows like that. But I do try to give an unbiased opinion. If something is shit, I'm gonna tell you, hey, that's not worth your money. You're buying the name, and with the 2025 Matthews bow, you're buying the name. I'm sure they shoot fine. The one I had shot good. It was cooking, but it's just loud. And then in a hunting application, I need the bow to be as quiet as possible. it was loud pulling it back and everything, and not mention the draw cycle on the Matthews, just really, like this one doesn't feel like you're drawing back 60 pounds. The Bear, you know you're drawing back 60 pounds. The Matthews is kind of like an in-between in a way. Like it's almost kind of like it's loose, smooth at first, and then gets real hard, and then finally falls over into where you need it to be. So I didn't like it that much, so I decided to go with an Elite bow, and then this one was so heavily discounted I chose to buy this one. Or if not, I'd had the new Elite bow, the 2025 edition. Now, when you buy them from a dealer like that, they still, even though this bow is considered 2 years old, this bow still comes with a warranty, still comes with all the protection of buying a brand new bow because it's brand new off the shelf. It just wasn't sold until 2025, so it was an overstock bow, and they had to discount it to get it sold. So I'm gonna run some arrows through it and let y'all hear it, see it, do whatever, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Boys, you can't see it from here, but she's off. Well, I jerked. That's another big thing, is your bow's only going to be as accurate as you are. So I do try to be accurate as possible. Sometimes even players mess up. Now that time there ain't no denying it, baby. She's dead. Dead as a doornail. And another thing is you can't really see it because the thing's not zoomed in very much, right? So you can't see it, but all those nocks are lighted, right? And the one thing I've noticed is they sell like a strobe one, right? It blinks. Don't buy the strobe ones from Amazon. They do blink, but it's not a good representation of your arrow or anything. Some people like to shoot the nock in the back of them to see how it flies through the air because you can see the glare. On these, you pretty much can't see nothing until it hits that target because it's strobing and blinking. You can't even tell how fast they're moving, really. So I'm pretty sure that the last one's the Nox dead. So, oh well. But I'm gonna walk you up to the target and everything so you can see just how horribly inaccurate I have been. I'm not shooting the best I've ever shot in my life. But I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna go recover those arrows, and then I'm gonna do some shots with it through this arrow rest. So the second round of arrows in the video will be filmed from this, so you can see just what I'm talking about when I talk about it's not like how they have it viewed on their Facebook or their Instagram or their TikTok. They make it view like Buddy's standing there with a 4K camera. There's no shaking it at all, and he's heart punching a deer and follows it perfectly the entire time. And if you're shooting a bow, there's no way you're doing that, because that whole, you don't hold a bow hard like that. If you hold a bow hard like that, then it's gonna kick and push and bend. And even with my group, you'll see, even loose-handed, it'll kick and bend. I mean, it's about the 70th shot I took, so it seems like a little bit of false advertising on their part, and it's an unrealistic expectation of a product. Now the magnet's strong as ever could be. You can't ask for a much stronger magnet. I'm pretty solid handed. I'm pretty good at shooting too. I'm pretty accurate. So, I mean, if Painted Arrow sees this, they'll tell me what I'm doing wrong, because it's shaky as hell on even on the mountain. I've got it all the way against the bottom and everything else. So maybe they know something I don't know, and can help us out somehow. But I'm gonna go walk up to these arrows, get those, and then I'll send. Now, generally speaking, I don't see where it's not a bad group at all. I mean, it is a little dark, a little low light out here, and maybe my eyeballs just don't work that great, but it's an all right group, I feel like. I feel like it was a fairly phenomenal group, but neither here nor there. I'm gonna shoot them through the rest, and I'm probably alrighty. So as you can see, the strings and stuff is mounted to the bow, and I'm about to flip it and send them downrange with this, so y'all can see the actual way it works. That's dead nuts. Alrighty, folks, and that will be the shots from it mounted to the bow. And you'll be able to see it. The foam picks up every micro movement that you make, every little subtle twitch, tingle in your hand. It picks up everything. So it is kind of, it's not how they represent it on the website for Painted Arrow. As far as the rest, it's not what they represent. As far as the videos I watched, it looked like they was 4K quality, following them around with a camera and everything else. It looked like somebody was shoulder cameraing the kill, and it's just not what it does. Now, I'm sure if I mounted a 4K camera on the front of it with stabilizer built into it, it would probably do that, but it won't do it with just a basic iPhone. Let's put it that way. Alrighty, folks, so that's the conclusion of our video. I would say the Elite bow is a fantastic purchase. The Painted Arrow camera rest is what it is. I wouldn't pay more than $23 for it, considering that's what I paid for it. So Last but not least, there's a 3D archery shoot, Clydesdale WMA, on July the 13th, and there's prizes and all that other stuff. If you're in the Georgia area and you would like to go do the 3D archery shoot, then you're more than welcome to come. I know Eric's going to be there. It's his event, he's hosting it, and I'm sure he would love to have as many people as he can get to come out there and show support. Secondly, if you're in Georgia and you hunt, you should listen to the Southeastern Bow Hunter podcast. He does have guests on there that will teach you some nifty knowledge about hunting Georgia and the different type of hunting terrains, and the fact that it's 400 degrees in the middle of archery season and stuff like that. They give you all types of little tricks and trades. It's a educational podcast. I've listened to him for a while, and I really like it, and you would probably like it yourself. So do us all a favor, come out to the shoot and have a good time. Listen to the podcast, watch my YouTube channel. Even if you hate it, if you think I'm stupid, please still watch it. Any publicity is good publicity, even the bad ones. So we're going to be doing 3D archery shoots, and we're going to be doing some hunting this year. I mean, I'm going to hunt every year. There ain't nothing going to stop me from hunting unless I die. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you everybody for watching. Remember, like, share, subscribe. If you don't like, share, and subscribe, your mama's a hoe. Bye.